work is involved in preparing a piece for a chamber music concert? Who would like to address that? Go ahead, Raquel.
It's a lot of work, but like you spend a lot of time practicing for it. But I think it's really it tells you reap what you sow. Like the more you practice, the better it sounds in the end. So it's really worth it.
Eliana.
Okay, so I think that it's a lot of work, but when you put it together, it sounds really good because you know that everyone's done their job in practicing their own part, and it makes it sound really good.
Okay, what sort of work is required when we're preparing a chamber music piece?
Well, I mean, there's really like two kinds of practice. It's like the individual practice you do at home to better your own part, and then when everyone comes together, there's that kind of practice that's like collaborative, and everyone has to like match each other. And there's also that.
And let's talk about some more details of that. When you're home and you're practicing, what do you have to do? What type of practicing do you have to do in your home by yourself?
Start slow.
Eliana.
You play very slowly, and when you're sure that you have gotten it at the slow tempo, you walk it up and just like continue that.
What do you mean walk it up?
Okay, so if you, for example, if this is just an example, like you make the tempo go faster, but if you're starting at 60 and the final tempo, like the final tempo that we're gonna play it at is like 80, you start at 60 and you go up. If you have a metronome, there's like digits on the metronome, and you just go up by there and just really feel comfortable.
So how many people feel here that practicing with a metronome is important when you're preparing chamber music pieces, or maybe other pieces too? So everyone uses the metronome, everyone thinks that's important. Okay. And then what about when we get together in a group? Is that still important, or we just sort of put it together and don't worry about tempo or anything? Alex.
We usually put it together because even if we do have the metronome on, we can't hear it very well.
Okay. That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. But we do put the metronome on at the beginning of rehearsals, at least when we're first learning it and putting it together.
Yeah.
And then we're sure that everyone is able to count well and everyone stays together.
But by the end, we usually
Then how do we stay together after that? When we don't have the metronome on, what do we have to do?
You have to count in your head, and you have to make sure everybody is like on the same page with the counting, and so that everyone is in sync.
Warren, you were going to say something?
You gotta listen to other people and look at whoever's leading the song. That's just me.
Well, it's you tomorrow, and the piece that you're playing tomorrow, you're leading in the Tchaikovsky String Quartet second movement, right? How many others of you are going to be leading a piece of chamber music tomorrow at our concert? Most of you are going to be leading a piece, right? Okay. All right. So I think now what we're going to do is we're going to have a rehearsal and play some clips and put some clips on the tape for you as well.